Craig, is it all as per program at this point? You got through your training okay?
Yeah, I got through training okay. So guys that have trained all week, yeah, they're right to go. Like I say, I'm not quite sure exactly what we name. You know, like you've got named 22. Sometimes you're not quite sure really in the week, but yeah, but we come through today okay. So hopefully they'll stay that way.
Do you feel as though this will be the best prepared Broncos side you've faced in a long, long time?
Oh, again, you know, I don't know about best prepared, but certainly you know, the form they've displayed this year is probably the best Broncos side for NRL. You know, but you know, they finished second. They, you know, very close to being minor premiers. So you know, that's not easy to do. You know, so. Yeah, obviously they've had a really good year. So yeah.
They've made some tough selection calls, so have you, leaving out Justin Holm. I know he hasn't played a lot lately, but how tough was that, considering his final experience and what he's done for you guys?
Yeah. It wasn't easy, but you know, we just thought, you know, Young and Maz, you know, and Rumus, you know, they've been playing good footy, you know, the last 5 or 6 weeks. So. We decided to stick with them. You know, they've been adding plenty of energy to the team. So, yeah, like I say, they've done a good job for us. So, we'll leave them there.
It feels that Ryan Pappenhausen's just going to give you an extra dimension in this final series that you haven't had. I mean, you've only had him for one game off the bench, one to start.
Yeah.
But bringing him in, what's that done for the Melbourne Storm's belief in what you can achieve?
Yeah, I think.
Series.
Yeah, I think he's added a bit of confidence to the rest of the team. You know, to especially our senior players. You know, he's a senior player. He's one of our leaders, and to have him come off the bench, you know, obviously, you know, everyone just thinks of his pace and yeah, which is a great quality. But you know, he knows the game really well. He can, you know, he's played in a few positions, you know, in the last 6 weeks, you know, in Queensland Cup and you know, in the NRL. So yeah, we just think yeah, he'll give the team, you know, plenty of energy when he comes on, but he'll give the team plenty of know-how too. So yeah, we're looking forward to see what he can do for us.
You mentioned X Factor after the game the other night, but the other day you played him in about 3 different spots. So yeah. Even used him as a roving ruck player like he did when he started. I mean, that gives you so much, doesn't it, Craig? When you're trying to dismantle the Broncos and pick them apart.
Yeah, again, you know, we'll pick them apart, but you know, again, we'll be sticking to what works for us. We'll be sticking to our strengths, you know, and like I say, you know, Ryan understands what those are. That he understands what you know, those strengths are for him and his game. Obviously, as you said, you know, there's a couple of positions he might end up in, but like I say, he understands the game really well. He'll know what needs doing, and hopefully, you know, he can make a real difference to us.
Has it surprised you just?
Say again?
Sorry, has it surprised you just how quickly he's been able to get back in the rhythm of NRL after so long out?
Yeah, I didn't know whether you were going to say the NRL. It's taken 13 months since he's played, you know, but yeah, like I say, the 2 games he's played with us, he hasn't looked out of place, without a doubt. Yeah, this is another step up, another test, you know, finals. It's, you know, the pace of the game will certainly go up, you know, and you know, we'll find out a little bit more about his recovery again. But as I said, you know, the 2 games he's had for us, and you know, he played 3 games in the Queensland Cup and done a great job, and he's done a great job for us. And like I say, for us, you know, we're sort of, I suppose, relying on how the game goes a little bit and how we use him. We haven't actually got a 100% plan to use him. You know, how and in what position, but we'll see how the game goes and then go from there. But like to bring a player like him back into the side, it's you know, it's a real advantage for us.
Craig, why do you think it is that you have had so much success over this Broncos team in past years?
I don't know. And with all due respect, like the team's changed. Like going back to wherever it was, 2009 or whatever, you know, our team's changed a fair bit since then. I don't think there's anyone playing. And same with the Broncos, go back to whatever, 15, 14, 18. You know, they were different teams, you know, so I really, I say the only thing I can come up with, and as I said, you know, you don't have to be too smart to work that out. Every time we've played them, we've managed to score more points than them. So other than that, I'm not quite sure.
But can it give you a mental edge over them? Like, it's going to be playing into their head tomorrow night, no doubt.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know. Like for me, it wouldn't. At the end of the day, for me, it's another game. You know, what happened last week ain't going to matter tomorrow night. What happened 10 years ago ain't going to happen. Ain't going to whatever happened then, it ain't going to matter tomorrow night. It's not going to matter. It's a new game. It's two different teams, and so at the end of the day, it's a nice record to have, I suppose. I don't know, but at the end of the day, it's a different game tomorrow, and we take confidence through what we could do, and confidence in how we're prepared.
You've
It's a
said
big
all
plus
along.
for Nick Meaney, isn't it? That,
Say again, sorry?
It's a big plus for you guys that Nick Meaney's proven himself as such a
yeah.
solid player that you can trust him to start at fullback in a final over Pappenhausen, isn't it?
Yeah, well, again, if Nick, has been playing that position basically all year, and he's proven, before that he can play. You can play centre, winger. You can play in the halves. He's done that for us. He could probably play a dummy half if we wanted him to. But at the end of the day, he's had such a good year, and the guys around him have had such a good year, with our combinations, that we didn't want to sort of break those up. And like I say, just having, and I think the other thing with Paps, how long he's had out, I think it's ideal for him to come off the bench.
You've said all along this year, Craig, that you believe, or even in recent weeks, that you believe Penrith has been the team to beat. Do you still hold that view, or? This is
I think
Penrith's team
I
to
think
beat?
I've sort of said in the last voice. I think the Broncos and Penrith, they've been the standout teams, and they have. They finished on top, well on top, in the 1 and 2 positions, and with all due respect, they've been the two consistent teams. There's always some ups and downs for every team, but the downs have been less for the Broncos and Penrith, and like I say, just going on where they finished on the table and where they are, with players. I think most of them have got their full list, or not full list. No one's got a full list, but you've got a fairly long list. So, like I say, I'm a big believer in what happens during the year usually comes out at the end of the season. So, like I say, all I'm saying is they have been the standout teams because they've finished where they finished.
Is Hughes and Grant, how are they tracking, mate?
Say again?
Hughes and
Oh,
Grant.
sorry.
You didn't have them last week. You had to get them through. How are they?
No, they've been fine. Usually he didn't sort of do anything sort of over the weekend, but he's trained all this week, and Harry's trained up the whole time, so he's good.
Kevy said just then that the thing he learned the most at the Melbourne Storm under you was how to break down oppositions. Really had to break them down and do that. You're not surprised that Kevin's done such a great job as a head coach, having worked with him as your assistant?
Oh no, I've said a few times this year. I think he made some real brave decisions. Over the last couple of years. To stick with his young blokes, even that they had a bad finish to one of the years, and he was under pressure. But he stuck to his beliefs. That's what I really admire about what he did, and now, as I said, the whole club, he's getting rewards now because he stuck with those young blokes, and he knew they were going to be quality first graders, but and he obviously realised that they needed to show some patience, and they have. So, like I said, he made some real tough decisions there, and I really admire him for that. But now he's getting the rewards, and obviously done a great job this year with him.
How do you stop Reece Walsh, Craig? I mean, he takes the pace of a game to another level when he chimes in. We know what he's going to do, or you might know. But how do you stop him?
I think that question was asked of one of the opposition coaches going back when Billy was playing, and I think the answer was a double barrel shotgun. So if anyone's got one of them, we might be able to take it out of the field. But obviously I don't know whether I've seen actually a quicker player than Reece. I think Billy was unbelievable at changing pace and still changing direction and still being really quick to do that. But I like just that straight line pace. I haven't seen too many guys quicker than this bloke, and we're obviously we've got a little plan there that we're hoping to put into action. But it will be when he gets the ball and how he gets the ball, and all those sort of situations will come up. But he's a very dangerous player, and he's a huge benefit for the Broncos.
But you've got Pappenhausen too. You can say the same thing in a way.
And with all due respect, I think Paps will, he has looked sharp, but I reckon the more footy he plays, the sharper he'll get. So, like I say, it's I'm not sort of comparing their paces at the moment, because they're, you know, like, they're playing in different roles, and, you know, perhaps there's a, you know, great advantage for us at the moment to come off the bench, you know. So yeah, but like I say, you know, young Walsh is, you know, he does a lot for the Broncos.